What up, folks? Quiet guy, keeps to himself. Drinking some seltzer, carbonated water. Today, we're going to continue to look at Forge, and pretty neat little deal. Here's what's happened in God, it's been 2 months since I picked this up. This is the Fantasy Open Role Playing Game Engine, and I think it's a 1 year anniversary one that came out after this one. This was the original, and I don't know what's added. I thought it would come in the mail today, but instead I got 6x9 envelopes, which does tie into this. First off, I've been building the fantasy world, and it's been going pretty well using these various tables. This player card. Basically, okay, well, you probably saw a little of it. This is the wilderness region, right? It's in the back of the book, and you can print out that from the PDF. I think I bought this on Itch for $5. Wasn't much, but then I sent off for the print copy. There's the treasure tables. All right, here we go. Here's the wilderness tables, okay? And I just thought, once you start working with them, it's not that difficult to follow. But then, really haven't done anything with dungeons and very little with settlements. Although there's 3, but creatures I've been making and populating my hexes. But I got the idea. So let's put this aside for 1 second over here. This will be the world we will be traversing. Okay. And you think, oh, okay, well, that's good. You could probably start at the bottom and you just start going. But I got a better idea. I thought, whoops, let's fold this and put it in our Forge map sheets and envelopes trek for the adventures of, and we don't have our characters rolled up yet. See that? There's the original map. This is going to be the map we fill out. And you're saying, well, gee, how are we going to do that? I mean, are you just going to copy it? Because I'm playing solo. Why wouldn't you just do the other thing? Well, I like the idea of discovering my world, right? Well, how are you going to do that? Well, let's pull this back out. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a key. So there's 1, and this is B. Whoops. So that's not, okay, A. So 1A is your first square. This one would be 1C, and all the way across to O. See how that is? Okay, maybe I didn't have it all on there, but you get the idea. So you basically have your hexes 6 miles across, and that'll be what our adventurers will be going over. There's 3 settlements, and you just saw the map. I can't remember where they're at. They're like little bitty, they look like bad arrows, and I think there's really no dungeon, but I think there's a lair, and like I said, they use a little bit different wording, but this is the sheet for settlement. So I have 3 settlements, and I figure when we cross that bridge, we'll either start filling it out, or I think the problem is I can't really fill it out online, and I prefer doing it that way because of my setup. And I put on some winter weight, so I can only stomach people seeing my fat hands. The dungeon, gosh darn it, is this little sheet here. And like I say, I can't really recollect. It'll seem to be, I know I haven't filled in a dungeon. So when I go over the rules some more, I'm not saying there isn't a dungeon, it just might be called lairs, and we'll go from there. And mainly I got that also, so I don't lose my stuff. So as I was explaining, I think this is kind of smart on my part. And this maybe wouldn't work for everybody. But so here is row 1 of my Forge map and all the information. So let's just cover here 1A. It's plains, and then there's a creature, a monster, a beast, neutral. There's only one. Far away, returning home. It's a boar. Okay, so I don't think I'll fill out all the information there about the AC, but basically I'm going to cut them up and put them in my Forge map row 1. And as you can see, I've done that for all the other rows. So as we traverse the map, that's row 13, row 12, row 11, and I put some notes there about some things I got to get done. 10, I don't want to bore you to death, but they should be pretty much in. Well, see, this is the only one. I know 5. I can remember some stuff in 5 and see how the envelope's kind of messed up. 3, even though there's that stain on there, which I think is salad dressing, I have no idea. And I just did that one yesterday. This is 2, 14, 15. I did them backwards. I went from the south to the north because I knew I'd be starting in the south. And row 1, all I'm going to do real quickly, just show you, get back to our boar. And you're saying, the show? And I'm like, no. Although it can be kind of boring. So see, all I'm doing off camera is cutting this off. And we're going to just separate 1A. Fold it once. Fold it twice. Take a lit pencil. I don't know why I'm showing you a pencil. This is row 1A. Okay, so take that. I put it in my little map envelope. And when we get to that hex, I will open that. And unbeknownst to me, there's going to be a boar coming home. And you're thinking, I have an exceedingly good memory and I remember all things. This is a stupid method. I am 56 years old and forget everything. So I game in the morning. We either we're playing DCC, which I like, and we're playing a 5e, which I like. And then Sunday night, I played that DCC on a Sunday morning, or we flip-flop. Or the 5e Sunday morning. Do that for 4 hours. And then I play Castles and Crusades for 2 hours on Sunday night. And I tell you what, only 1 week goes by and we have recaps because I don't know how. Maybe if I was younger, I'd remember all of this. But I think I enjoy all 3. Don't get me wrong. But I think we got on a boat the last time in DCC, I think. No, I know we did. There was a boat involved. I know we had to go up this tower thing, kind of ledges. I don't know. Can't remember the right word. And then I had a wisdom tooth pulled, so I missed, I think, one of the 5e sessions. I've actually missed that one quite a bit, just for weird circumstances, so apologize, John, if you're watching. It's a DM. And then the Castles and Crusades, we have to get this orb. We're not running out of time because we found out that we could teleport, for lack of a better word, to where we need to go. The point is, we killed some stuff in every one of those episodes, or at least I did, because I remember the DCC. I was like, yeah, this isn't so bad. I killed a couple, things. I can't remember what, because you start off, it's pretty, we just got done with a funnel, and now was this the beginning? Yeah, this is post funnel, I think. See, here's the thing. I'm not going to remember this. So as far as playing solo and not having a DM, it's going to be like a revelation every time I open one of these envelopes and I pull out, whatever hex I'm at. I'll just pull out the single one because, you're thinking, well, that's a big one. You should remember what you wrote. And I'm like, I have no idea. You don't even remember. It's a boar, remember? Kind of like this channel. And so I'm just thinking this could work, because maybe not such a big area. But yeah, I could do the same thing with maybe a little bit of a smaller area. Maybe, if you were trying to make a solo adventure and you were kind of the ilk of me, I like the idea of using the, what's that called? Choose your own adventure kind of thing. But this gives it a little bit more surprise, and you are navigating where you're going. You're not having to stay on the path. You could go, some hexes over. And yeah, I kind of like it. And I think you could, I'm learning all this, but I know there's one monster I created that I'm very proud of, but I'm going to save that until we cross it, if we do. And what I also am going to do is they have what's called Paragon rules, which of course I probably don't have printed out. Let's see. Nope. But there we go. This is your typical sheet. This one is the typical sheet for a Forge character, right? This, see where it's added with this luck per day. That's a Paragon thing. And one of these things is not like the other. Okay. This 15 inventory slots instead of 10. That's a Paragon rule. So anyhow, the creator or somebody with the creator's company made that. So, it's a little more beefier. Doesn't really matter. It does matter, because this one will be a little beefier. I'm going to probably put them at level 2. This one, I believe in sidekicks. And though this isn't created yet, I don't know if I should do a video on it, because on the computer I got to use to record, because sound card, blah, blah, blah. I don't think I can edit the thing on the screen. So like I say, I have a bad setup. So by the time this is all done, unless I figure something out, maybe I'll roll up, just the numbers, and that way you can see that. I don't know. To me, it somehow gives a little more validity. But also, when this is all done, and after a couple sessions, if I get tired of playing this, I'll check this out. See, I can put all my map envelopes and those character sheets back here, seal it, and then I know what the hell is in there, because I have sheets of paper everywhere where I'm I don't know what this thing's to exactly, because, I'm cheap and I didn't print what the name of the game was. So, ta-da! It's Forge, the map sheets and envelopes for the trek, for the adventures of these two unknown characters. So anyhow, I think I've come up with a little bit of breakthrough. Pat myself on the back. Now watch, everybody in the comments will be like, yeah, you could have just played it online or something. I don't know. There's probably some other way. I do know there's these encounters, deck of old school encounters. But this way, it's like I can world build, promptly forget about it, and then, a week, 2 weeks, maybe a day later, I could go ahead and just play the game that I created in my world. And yeah, what's not to like? So I hope all that made sense. It probably was. I don't care. I'm tired of standing. I'm right here by my phone. I'll try to figure out how to do this online, so that I do have a mapping program, lastly, that has the hexes, and I think I can put in the exact size. I don't know which one it is, but that way, yes, as we're traversing with my two characters, I could have the character sheets on the, yeah, I think we can roll the dice online, and it'll look a lot better than me standing over this menagerie, because, as soon as I do something, that'll happen, and oh boy, that's comforting. Anyhow, as usual, folks, there'll be more of these to come, and please be kind.